Hey everybody, Slippery Slope here with the 8th video in the XHTML series, which will sooner than later merge with the CSS series. And what we're going to do right now is briefly go over what an element is and what an attribute is, and this won't take very long. Let's say, for example, we have a link, and you know how that would work. We have an ahref equals, and then we'll have a link within these two quotation marks, and we need a tag with a /a in order to show that we're done. Our link is made and it's all contained within this stuff. Well, to make matters short, of course, we're looking at entire tags here. Everything enclosed, well, that's a tag. This is your end tag. But this right here, this actual anchor, or link if you prefer, for whatever reason, XHTML, we call it an anchor and we label it as A. This right here is an element. And this right inside, this href, is an attribute. So it really does make a lot of sense, because if you think of it as a hierarchy, in order to have this, you need to have the type. And we already said what the type is. The type is a link. And then this is exactly what we want to do with that. So we have our anchor. Our anchor is A. That's our element. And then this is our attribute of that element. This is what we want to do with it. We want to create a hyperlink reference. Now, inside of here, what we have is a value. So if I typed in http://www.nintendo.com, well, this is a value. Everything inside the quotation marks, this is a value. And then let's say I wanted to type up my content, because otherwise, well, this isn't going to show up anywhere. It's invisible air. Let's just say we're going to call it the greatest endgage page on the internet. So some guy or girl who's just like, man, I really want to go to an endgage page, will click on this and then see it's Nintendo.com and go, aha, you fooled me again, Nintendo. So let's save this. And then let's run it in Firefox. And I know that you guys already know how this works, but what the hey, we'll do it again. We click the greatest Engage page on the internet. Hell, great, an Engage page. What? We're in Nintendo Land. What happened? No, Nintendo Land is something separate. If you watch D3, it's an upcoming product of Nintendo's. But yeah, so just to go over this one last time, and then that'll be it. This this anchor, it's an element inside the tag. This anchor, this link, it's an element. The hyperlink reference in this particular example, well, hey, this is an attribute of the element. And this is a value assigned to the attribute, which is inside the tag attached to the element, which would be the anchor. Now, likewise, just to show you guys, you don't have to do it all with links. This P right here, you have a P element, you have a paragraph element, blah, 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 and then I'm typing in my content right there. So there you go. Doesn't all have to be links, and we can do things with images. Remember, for example, if we had something where we could adjust the height or the width, then we would have an attribute of, say, an image, and the value would be what we're changing when we assign it as part of the attribute. So its width equals, say, 200 pixels. That 200 pixels would be a value, and width would be an attribute. The image would be an element, and a lot of that juicy stuff would be inside of a tag. So I know that's a lot and a little, but just think about it, and it will make perfect sense, and we'll go over it again in future videos. If you like what you see, feel free to subscribe. Slippery Slope signing out. Peace.